Hey guys, so it is May 1st, which means that it is time for me to say what I read for the month of April and what I plan to read for the month of May. So let's just get this started, because I really just want to hurry up and film this and then go read, because the book I am currently reading, which I will be talking about soon, I just need to read. So let's just move this along. So in the month of April, I finished the Infernal Devices. I finished Clockwork Prince like 2 days after April started, and then I immediately went on to Clockwork Princess, and I finished them both like, I think, after the first or second week of April, I finished the entire trilogy. So this was such a good trilogy. I don't think I have a book review on it, but I'm pretty sure I gave each book a 5 out of 5 stars. Like, it was perfection at its finest. It was better than the Mortal Instruments, and I thank you, Cassandra Clare, for giving us this trilogy, because for those of you who do not know what the Infernal Devices is, it's basically a spin-off series off of the Mortal Instruments, although in this case it actually takes place before the Mortal Instruments does, like in time-wise, and it's just really awesome. It's about this girl named Tessa Gray who gets a note from her brother to go see him in, I think it's England. It's like, it's in Europe. I know that. I think it's in London, possibly. But anyway, so she goes there, and then she gets kidnapped by these women called the Dark Sisters, and then it involves shadow hunters, like, you know, how the Mortal Instruments does. It's the same exact world, but it's so much better because of the time period and just the way they have a love triangle, because there is a love triangle in this, just like in the Mortal Instruments, but I find that this is so much better. So much better. I love all the characters in this, even the villains, although I hate them, like I love to hate them, and it was just such a good series and a great way to start my reading month of April, except then I think that's what put me into a book slump for the rest of the books. So I only read one other book, but luckily it was the book that me and Tori planned to read for the month of April, and that was Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is about a girl who is arrested for murder, and then she gets one of two options. The first option is to get executed for her crime, and then the second option is to become the general's poison, like the taste tester. So she can still die either way, but she chooses to be the taste tester because that's how the story would go. And it's just about her trying to, like, figure out stuff, what's going on, and like magic is involved and all that kind of stuff, but it gets more into the magic, I'm sure, with the second book. And yeah, it was a really good book. The only problem was, after reading the Infernal Devices, I really just wanted to go back to the Shadowhunter world, and it was just like, there's nothing left, because I could read Lady Midnight, but I've heard that you have to read Shadowhunter Academy before that, because Shadowhunter Academy is spoiled throughout Lady Midnight, so I didn't want to get Lady Midnight yet, but I have yet to start Shadowhunter Academy, so we'll see how that goes. But this book was really good. The only problem was, this ended up being the last book I read for the month of April. So without further ado, let's move on to the May TBR so I can explain what happened with the second book of this trilogy that I was planning on reading during April. So yes, one book I definitely plan on reading, which I'm already currently reading, is Magic Study for May by Maria V. Snyder. This is the second book to the Poison Study trilogy. I'm here. I started it, I was liking it, I was going through it, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then I did a thing that cost me dearly. I went to the bookstore and got the entire box set of the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy, and started the first book because I literally just, something made me not want to read this anymore. I guess because I just kept staring at the box set and I was like, I really want to read that. Especially with a new movie coming out, like, I want to say in August or September of this year, which I'm so excited for. It looks awesome. So, but I will try to finish this. I'm only on chapter 3, but I will try to finish this during May, and another thing about May is I no longer have school after these 5 school days are done, because then I am officially graduated, although we don't have graduation until like the 24th, but throughout those times I will just be home reading, not having to worry about scholarships, not having to worry about anything school related whatsoever, because it will all be done. So that means I can do a lot of reading. So before I start to finish this book though, I do want to finish Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. In fact, this is the book that I'm currently reading that makes me want to hurry up and film this video so I can continue reading it, because I'm here. I'm almost halfway. I'm almost there, and it is so good. It's like the first 100 pages don't start picking up until they immediately get to the school. I don't really know how to explain what this is about. Let me see if I can try. So I tried to read the back, and I guess I'll just say it's about this boy named Jacob who is like living a normal life and stuff. He's dealt with a grandfather for a very long time who has always been telling him like these fairy tale type stories about these peculiar children at this school in Europe. It is in Europe. I forget where it is. It's like in Wales or something like that. Anyway, he tells them these stories about these peculiar children who have all these different abilities and stuff. And he's like, when he's young, he believes it, but as he starts growing older, he starts to not believe it. Well, it turns out that these stories might actually be true. And so once a certain tragedy hits, Jacob decides to actually go there with his father and try to find this place to try to almost prove to himself that it's not real, but at the same time he's kind of hoping that it is. And yeah, it's just really awesome. There is a movie, like I said, coming out really soon, and I am loving it so far. And I don't know why I haven't picked this up yet. So for those of you who haven't picked it up yet, I highly suggest you do. And I'm saying that already even before I finish it because it's just so good. The writing style is awesome. But I'm not going to talk about it like anymore. I gotta move on. If it goes as planned, where I love this book so much that I want to continue the trilogy right away, then I will most likely be finishing this entire trilogy during the month of May. So here's hoping that that's how it works out, because I'm really excited about this trilogy. Moving on from that, I would also really like to read Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 4th book to her Throne of Glass series, and I read Air of Fire like a few months back, and I am still not okay about how it ended because some things happened. I do have a review for that. If you go to my playlist, if you go to my playlist, you'll find a book review playlist. You will find it there if you want to go see that. But I am just, I'm very terrified to read this book because I've heard multiple ships are sunk throughout this book. I mean, multiple ships of mine were sunk throughout Air of Fire, so you can only imagine how I feel about this ginormous brick thing. But nevertheless, I do really want to try to read this month. For those of you who don't know, the Throne of Glass series is a very popular series throughout YA fiction. It's about this girl, Selena Sardathian, who is taken from a prison and is hired to be the king. Well, she's not hired to be it. She has to go through this competition to become the king's assassin. She originally was what is known as, I'm sorry, I forget the name of the place. It's like Ilia? No, it's not Ilia. That's the selection. Anyway, she was the famous assassin that used to be, and then she's arrested, and then now she's trying to become the king's assassin to have her freedom and all that kind of stuff. And it just takes a huge toll. There's magic involved. This is definitely high fantasy. There's so much action packed into this series. I love it so much. It's great. And there's like some romance. Like this is like you know how they have the love triangle? This is like a love octagon at this point. Like I'm very confused. But nevertheless, I do want to try to read this for May. So that's that. Next was a book I had planned to read for the month of April, and it just never happened because the whole book slump thing came over. I was like, basically, it was kind of a book hangover, to be honest, after the Infernal Devices, because I was just like, there's nothing left. But anyway, that is Room by Emma Donoghue. This is about a girl who is kidnapped and then ends up getting raped by her kidnapper, and she has a child. And throughout the years, they are staying in the kidnapper's garden shed, and she's helped to help her child not get scared about being kidnapped and stuff. She makes him believe that the shed that they are in is called Room, and Room is the world, and everything that's seen on the television, everything, all that kind of stuff is not real. And then somehow, like, it's kind of a coming of age story for the little boy Jack, and it's told from his perspective, so I've heard it can be hard to read, but I saw the movie, and the movie was really awesome, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this, and like I said, I do have a lot of time for May. And then the final book that I will be reading this month is going to be with Tori again. We are reading The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Look at this book, first of all. This book is gorgeous. I got this the other day for $6.97. It's hardcover, and it's got the edges page, I don't know what they're called, but like I said, it's just really, really pretty. I don't know much about this. Let me see if I can like try to find out. An untested young princess must claim her throne, learn to become a queen, and combat a malevolent sorceress in an epic battle between light and darkness in the spectacular debut, the first novel in a trilogy. I think the second book already came out. I think we're just waiting for the third one now, but me and Tori decided to finally start this. I know she got this a few months ago, so we're starting this together. Hopefully we'll be able to finish it, and I don't know, I've heard really, really good things about this. I don't have much to say about it yet because I hardly know what it's about, but I know it's something about, I want to say it has to do with like a lost princess or something. I could be wrong, but I think it's something like that. And now I'm trying to get this sticker off, which will probably be one of the biggest mistakes ever. But anyway, guys, that was my April wrap-up and my May TBR. I'm so excited to continue the book I'm currently reading, and I'm just ready to end this video, hurry up, edit it, and have it uploaded so I can just read, because things are happening, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below what you read for the month of April and what you plan on reading for the month of May. I would very much like to hear and like get some suggestions and stuff. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!